Hello and welcome to How To For You. Today I'm going to show you 27 car modifications that you can make for your 2013 to 18 or 4th gen Toyota RAV4. Now these modifications are specifically pertaining to 4th gen Toyota RAV4, but a lot of them can be used for other vehicles. Also, I'll make sure to put a link in the description for all of these products so you can check them out. So stay tuned and check out all of these cool mods and try to do them yourself. So the first modification that I would recommend that you put on your car is these retractable sunshades. Now these are universal, they can fit on any type of car, and what you do is you just stick the adhesive back here on the back panel. These will fit on the rear seats, and what you'll do is you'll be able to press down the window and they'll go down, or if you put it back up, they'll go back up with the car. So what's cool is you can leave them like that, or you could take the window down slightly, undo them, and then your passengers can have them kind of down like that. That's one cool one. Now the next one are these cell phone holders, and I know there's a lot of them out there, but I did really like this one. This one is electronic and it charges, so essentially you just press it on the sides here and then you put your cell phone in there and it will hold it in place. It also has a sensor in the front, so if you put it here, push that down, it then holds it and charges. And I really like this one. This is a really good one. I've had it for many years. It still works really well. The only thing I would say is over time I've noticed that these buttons on the side here, when there's not a cell phone, will rattle. I put a rubber band on the side. That way when the rubber band's on it, it doesn't rattle at all. So that's a really good one I would recommend. So RAV4s don't actually come with exhaust tailpipes, but I did find this one and you are able to get one like this. This is just more for cosmetic. It does make it look a little bit sharper, so that's another modification I would recommend. The next modification I'd recommend is the shift knob. Now I got this one because it has a more premium feel and it kind of matches that faux wood color that you get in this RAV4. But the original one that you can see comes with, it just, I don't know, it felt kind of cheap and plasticky, and this one is plastic too, but it just has a better look and feel and kind of matches the overall interior, so that's a good one I'd recommend. When it comes to your key fob, I would always recommend adding one of these like rubber key fob covers. It just adds some extra layer of protection, and this is a really good one that you can use. It doesn't delay or hinder the signal at all, so it's just a good thing that you should have on your key fob because again, it helps protect it from scratches and scuff, so that's another one I would do. These backseat head pillow rests are really great. These are something I'd look into. I put them on the back passenger seats. They can be used too at the front passenger and the driver's seats, but I put them on the back seats of my car and they're really awesome. Another body modification were these body side molding pieces. Just gives it a more cosmetic, sharper look to the car. They're really great and you just add them to both sides of the car. This bumper plastic trim piece is really great because instead of being able to just step on your car and mess up the actual paint and the body, you can put your weight or anything else that you want on this and it'll help keep it in touch. So this is another great piece that I would recommend. Also highly recommend these seat pocket fillers. They're super practical and handy, and if you just drop something like your cell phone, it keeps it intact and stays up, so definitely get those. They just slide right in between. If you're gonna go for a dash cam, this Viofo is one of the best in the business and I would highly recommend it. It has incredible clarity and it's super simple. You just stick it to the dash and then you just run your wire all the way up and around the trim, and I snaked mine down there and then it comes and it plugs into your outlet here in the car. Now this is the platinum trim, so we do have blind spot monitoring here, but I would also recommend these blind spot mirrors and adding them to any vehicle. It's good, it just gives you an extra layer of security and protection, especially when someone's coming up fast from your lane, so definitely look into those too. Having a prop rod for any car is super annoying because it has to be that extra step in order for you to open up your hood. So having these hood struts installed in here is really handy. They do screw into these holes here on both sides. They're super great so that when you close your trunk, it's one less step. Now these customized floor mats are really great. I would never recommend actually going with the standard factory fabric ones just because things happen, you spill things. They are super great and I would recommend them. On the passenger side, what I did was I clipped them in here just so it didn't slide up. I'll show you on the front one for the drivers. That one just hooks in. So these hook in here and they stay and they don't move at all, but it's super great to have these because they just don't move, and any sort of liquid or anything like that, it'll hold up real well. Same for the back one too. Now these headrest hooks are really, really handy, and I do love them because especially for your passengers, let's say they have just a bunch of stuff they have to put up there, they can just throw it right up there and then it works fine, so these are great. Now this car does already come with sunglass holders, but what I love about these sunglass clip holders that you get is that if you just put it right here, It's an extra thing that your passenger doesn't have to worry about. So you have your sunglass holders and they have theirs. Next are these seatbelt cover shoulder pads. I do really love these. It does kind of have a little bit of a difficulty when you take your seatbelt off. Like you might have to push it up a little bit, but it adds a really nice protection. Let's say if you're wearing like a t-shirt or something and you just don't have enough cushion, this gives it a lot more protection and just padding and just makes it feel nice. You can get any sort of color, and they do make them in longer sizes, but I would recommend, I believe this is just the 12-inch. So I would recommend going with the 12-inch versus the 2-foot one. This car seat side organizer is really handy as well. It just gives you a lot more storage in your vehicle. So you just hook it around the top of the headrest and the bottom one underneath the seat, and then you have all the storage here that you can get to. And what I like about it is it doesn't really get in the way. I feel like still your legs have enough room and it doesn't bump into anything. And then in addition to, like, let's say this comes forward and back, it doesn't really bother anything with being up at the front. Something I just couldn't pass up on was seeing this car registration and insurance holder. It's really great because I feel like there's a lot of little pieces of paper that you have to keep, and there's really good organization and things in here that you can, you know, just keep it all together and you don't have to worry about. So you just put it all in there and you just throw it in your glove box and you're good to go. I also really love this mini trash can. I used to have a lot of plastic bags that would like loop over like the shift knob. You know, some of these other like fabric like bags that you could just kind of dangle over the side, but I just didn't like them because like they never stayed open. This one's really good just because it specifically, again, for a Rav4, you have this side piece trim here and it does have a clip, and then you can just slide it on the back and you just put your trash in there, and it just works really well, and it comes with a lot of bags, so I really like this one. These door edge guards are super practical to have and help a lot of like chipping and scuffing up on the side panels of your car. You can just cut them up to size and put them on all 4 doors, and they're super handy to have. This car trunk organizer literally does what it says, and it just keeps everything so nice and tidy in the back. Could definitely not live without it, and it's super recommended to get one. As we're also in the back of the trunk, these backrest mats on the seats are also so important. So let's say you're moving a bunch of things. It is so important to have these because if you don't, you're gonna scuff up the back of the seats. And these just Velcro on, and they're super awesome. So you get 4 of them, and then they just Velcro onto them, and you're good to go. If you do want to upgrade the navigation of your stock navigation system, then having this GPS navigation card is really handy. So I would recommend getting this one, and you just slide it right into the slot here, and then you update your GPS. So that's super awesome. One of the other great upgrades you can do for this Toyota RAV4 is you can do these door light switches. Now, normally the RAV4 only comes with a light switch that illuminates for the one on the driver's side, but I got this one online and it does all the windows. It will make them all one-touch auto up and down, as well as illuminate the power lock and lock window switches. So it does it for the driver, the passenger, and the rear ones, as you can see. And as you saw just above that, another awesome upgrade is you can do these door handle switches, and again, that'll do it on all 4 of the doors on the front and the back. You'll also want to upgrade your standard lights because they come with non-LEDs and they're not very bright, so you can upgrade these and make the cabin super illuminated. And there's actually 2 types, so you're going to have the ones for the interior, you're going to have the one for the main center, and the one for the rear of the trunk. So the one for the trunk and the 2 in the front are actually the same type of lights, and then the one in the center of the interior is a different one. So 2 types, but for 3 different zones. And finally, the last upgrade that I'm gonna put for this whole list is the rear hatch LED light. So this light is just really great when you're in a dark place because normally there's no light here, and if you need to get things out at night you can't see, but this is a great added touch and you are able to just put that here. And yeah, these are just a bunch of great upgrades you can make on a Toyota RAV4 for 4th generation, but you can do a lot of these for just any other car. So I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for sticking with me, and please like and subscribe.